submission. That's too easy of a question. My question is, how much does your submission cost? We're not going to talk about what the men can get. We're going to ask, how much do you? That's the question. How much do you charge? Not whether or not a man is worth it. How much do you charge? Hello, how are you?
How's it going, Mr. Samuels?
I'm well. How old are you?
I am 31.
All right. Are you single or are you married?
I am married.
Okay. All right. I want to talk to the single women, but I'm going to ask you,
Sure.
do you think it's a valid question? Asking how much submission costs?
I think that, well, for one, I agree with a lot of the points that you've made, that women are freer, but we're not happier necessarily. So I think...
First off, is a question valid?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because at
now
least...
you're saying you're freer, but you're not happy.
Right. And I guess, I'm not a man, but I guess from the man's perspective, it's better for him to know what he's dealing with, I guess, than to try to be with someone else.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a registered nurse.
Okay. Is that harder to be a high school student?
Yeah.
Okay. Where have you ever elevated in position and life is supposed to become easier?
It doesn't.
Or happier?
It doesn't. It becomes harder.
So with freedom, why would women think because you've got more freedoms, it's supposed to be happier? You got more responsibility.
Right. And I think they lose track of their original.
Well, marriage is not supposed to make you happy. And that's one of the big problems is our job is not to make you happy. Your job is to support us. And happiness is supposed to come in relationships and things like that. But I try to keep married women kind of to a minimum.
Sure.
So I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
24.
24. Okay. The question on the table is, how much does submission cost?
So I would say that an average earner.
Okay.
I feel like I have been ready to do that for an average person. So that makes average money.
All right. An average earner. 24. You would charge an average earner. What's an average earner?
30K, 40K.
At 24, I mean, as long as you're willing to live with that, cool.
And I make more
than $15. That's $15 an hour. So if you say an average earner is $30,000, you're prepared to live at that for a lifetime.
Yeah, and I make more than that because I know that.
Hold on. I want to be clear. You're willing to live at that number for a lifetime?
Well, hopefully they would progress.
No.
Move it.
No.
But I mean.
No, average people. No. See, where in the world do average people ever progress exponentially?
At all?
But they don't progress exponentially in the workplace.
Right.
So I want to go back. You say an average earner, all right, at 24. But at 55, you'd be okay with an average earner with 55-year-old bills and 55-year-old kids and 55-year-old responsibilities?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a registered nurse.
All right. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe one. Do you want kids?
I do, yes.
How many children?
Yes. I think 2.
So you're all right with being the breadwinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, as long as you're happy with, here's the thing. I hope you're being honest, because the average man, there's certain things that men cannot do anything about. Average is average for a reason. And more men are having issues with women who are making more money, not wanting to quote unquote marry down. So cool. Well, I hope you're honest and being truthful. I'm gonna
But
be
I
honest.
haven't been able to find that though.
Well, that's not the broadcast. It's not the help you find a man broadcast today. The question is on the table. Um, I'm going to also open up the Zoom line too, because the funny thing is, let's see. Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How old are you?
36.
36. Are you single or are you married?
I'm divorced.
Okay. Any children?
Yes, I do. I have a 13-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm. So, the man you were married to, how much are you charging for submission?
No monetary fee.
Explain. Were you submissive in your marriage?
Yes,
Who filed for divorce?
he did.
Huh?
He filed for divorce.
Care to share the grounds?
Yes, well, he was, we were a military family and there was infidelity
Recording
when
in
he was
progress.
deployed on his end, and the trust was never rebuilt after that.
So he filed for divorce because he cheated on you?
Essentially, he filed for divorce because I couldn't trust him, and it definitely broke down the trust in our relationship.
Were you working?
I am a career woman. I'm a licensed clinical therapist.
Did you watch my broadcast last night?
I did.
What do you think about sharing a man?
It's not really consistent with my values at this time, but I can see how it might be consistent. I mean, I don't have any judgment against men who want to share and women who want to share. It's just not consistent.
Do you want to
with what I
remarry?
want. I do. I still believe in the sanctity of marriage and monogamy.
Well,
Yes,
monogamy and those two things are synonymous. And that's one of the big lies of the 20th century. Sanctity of marriage, did you use, when you got married, are you Christian?
I am.
Okay, well then, in the Bible, where's monogamy in the Bible?
Well, that was part of the reason. Yeah, I mean.
See, here's what and I'm asking you questions because you were married and you couldn't forgive. Or you wouldn't retrust. Okay, fine. But now if you want to get remarried, some man is going to have to take somebody else's kids. They're going to have to share you.
My daughter is a blessing, so whichever man I welcome into my life is going to see her as such.
Your daughter is your blessing. Your daughter is a liability no, that's not how that works. It's not how that works. Your daughter, as wonderful as she is she an asset or a liability to another man?
To the right man, she's an asset. To the wrong man, she's a liability.
See, now we get there, people. No. How is your child an asset when a man? Okay, let's take it away from you. Let's take it to the mammal king. Let's take it to mammals. When males take over a pride or women, what happens to the cubs? What happens to the offspring of the other men?
Wait, are you asking me about?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Fair?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. In the animal kingdom, when when lions take over a new pride, what happens to the cubs of the other lion? The previous lion.
You're asking me about when male lions take
Yeah,
over
ma'am.
the
Is it
cubs?
natural for a man to take care of another man's kids?
Listen, I'm not a lion or a
Ma'am,
man.
okay,
I can
ma'am,
only
okay,
speak
okay,
from
all
the
right. So now we're getting there. Now we're getting there.
myself.
Now we're getting there. Ma'am, I just asked you, is it natural for a man to take care of another man's children?
I can't speak from the perspective of a natural
What do you
man.
think, ma'am? See, now when they start to be disingenuous or deflect, they don't want to answer the question. So for the people with not understanding how we got here, is you were married and your husband cheated. I'm taking your story as it is, and you could not forgive. Okay. But you want to be remarried. You're coming into another marriage with somebody else's kid. That man is going to have to share you with those kids and another man. Why is it okay for him to share and not you? Your child, ma'am, no matter how you slice it, is a liability to another man. He has to pay for another man's seed.
So I guess that's part of what I know that I want, and what I learned from, see, my ex-husband was not, that was my daughter's stepdad. So that was his attitude. And that's part of what was unhealthy.
Hold on, your husband was your daughter's stepdad.
Daughter's stepfather.
So you had a baby, so you had a kid before you got married.
Right.
That made the story even worse.
Worse as in, like,
I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. Why, as a woman who chose to have a child outside of wedlock, why were you entitled to, do you think it's, I don't want to say, why, you were fortunate you even got married. And a man stepped in, yes.
Yeah, I was married to a man who did not appreciate my daughter.
Women today, honestly,
unhealthy marriage is not healthy, and I was in an unhealthy marriage with a man who did not value my daughter.
You're talking, ma'am. You had a baby, and that's cool. I get it, but why didn't you marry your child's father?
Why didn't I marry my daughter's father? Because I didn't want to, and he was. I mean, we were not. That was not the path that I took for a reason.
I'm asking why.
I just didn't want to. He wasn't marriage material. That was.
But he was birth material.
Yeah, he was someone that I did have a child with.
No, man.
And that's okay.
See, the reason I'm doing this, man, the reason I'm doing this is I want you to understand these women are so much character driven, and I want you to listen to the answers. Get over my tone, listen to the intent. These character-driven women, I asked you a question, she's not being direct. It's not something I wanted to do. Then why did you make a baby with him?
Because I wanted to. Why did you make a baby with who you wanted to make?
And there we go. When they start answering questions with questions, they're triggered and deflecting. This is all it is.
So again, we got baby mama,
we got baby mama who had a stepdaddy. Stepdaddy, who he was already sharing her with her kid and possibly the baby daddy, because he decided to step out on a marriage, if I believe her. I don't believe anything coming out of her mouth right now because she's been so disingenuous. But even at that, she could not forgive. Fine. You got a husband, you had a baby daddy, you got an ex-husband. Why do you women feel like you get unlimited men? Maybe you're just out of the game, man.
There's a lot of assumptions. I mean, even the assumption that I cannot forgive, that's not what happened at all. I didn't say I divorced him because I couldn't forgive him. He had zero patience.
You couldn't get over it, man. Whatever, man. I know what I heard. You said you couldn't get over it. I don't have to be exact. But the bottom line is, man, modern women are so goddamn entitled. That's why I let this go, guys. Because they come in with these Pollyanna eyes and looking so innocent. He cheated and he did this. And all you're hearing is modern woman. You already got a kid. We're fortunate enough to find someone to marry you. You say he cheated and stepped out. If we believe the story the way it is, couldn't get over it. Then you want to get remarried one day. Cool. But that man has to already share you with another man you made a child with. And women think that's fair. Perfect. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. I want you to understand how insane that sounds to men. And she came in with, I'm my character. What fucking character? I made a baby because I wanted to. Okay. Why did you do it? And I asked the initial question, how much did you charge for submission? No cost, because she wasn't the least bit submissive. Not the least bit submissive. She came through the door with attitude, and I think some of the worst women to deal with are Christian, Bible thumping, entitled, righteous baby mamas. Some of the worst. Oh my God, you cannot make this shit up. Enjoy that one. Wow. Wow. So my critics and detractors, listen, don't get hung up on me. Listen to how women talk about